In the near future, Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, may be showing you his stick.
Nice.
What's up, Bounders? I'm DBFig, and this is Digital Boundaries News. Guys, thank you so much for the support. If you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, share the video with your friends, and if you want more of my thoughts about the gaming industry, make sure you hit subscribe. So, the head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, had an interview today with the website Strataseri. And Strataseri basically covers, again, a lot of the tech and industry news out there. But this story mainly comes from The Verge because they expand on the story just a bit because Phil Spencer said something very interesting. According to this interview from Strataseri, Phil Spencer said, and I quote, "I think you're going to see lower price hardware as part of our ecosystem when you think about streaming sticks and other things that somebody might want to just go plug into their TV and go play via xCloud. You could imagine us even having something that we just included in Game Pass subscription that gave you the ability to stream xCloud games to your television and buying the controller." Also in this interview, he talked about the potential of something called Xbox Game Pass Platinum. This is very interesting for a couple reasons. A couple years ago, Xbox did basically tease the idea of a streaming stick that was going to work with the Xbox One. Remember, back in the day when Xbox One was being memed about being about sports and TV, and even had the little slot in the back of the Xbox One so you could have pass through of your TV, of cable, and all that type of stuff. That idea obviously flopped pretty hard, but the idea of streaming and streaming sticks have always been something that has done very well. You look at companies like Apple with their Apple TV, look at Roku, look at Amazon Fire Stick. There's still a very robust market out there, so much so that Amazon Fire TV and the Roku both have televisions with their devices basically built into the unit itself. And you have to remember, when it comes to the whole console war stuff, Microsoft is playing a completely different game than what Sony's playing. Here's the thing. Yes, Microsoft wants to sell more consoles than Sony. That is a given. That's just business 101. But you have to remember, in the grand scheme of things, Microsoft, that's why you always see their tweets and stuff. Hey, let's play together. Let's love each other. You know, they seem to be the ones really pushing forward the whole no console war talk whatsoever. And Phil Spencer even said a couple times himself that he thinks just gamers just need to play games anywhere. Well, there's an ulterior motive here, because if you sign up for a Microsoft service and, you know, during the course of this next generation, let's just throw some numbers out there. Let's say at the end of this generation, 30 million PlayStation 5s are sold, and let's say 22 million Xbox Series X and S's are sold combined. You might be saying, well, Sony sold the most. They're the market leader. Well, that's not necessarily true. Let's say out of that 22 million sold of the series, that all of a sudden you find out that 30, 40, 50 million people signed up for Xbox Game Pass or an Xbox Game Pass service, either through their mobile phones via xCloud, going through their TV, one of the other services through Game Pass, playing on their PC, whatnot. In the end, most of the money, most of the services, most of the information gathered is going to be by Microsoft. Again, Microsoft doesn't really view Sony as true competition. There's one company that they actually view as true competition, and that name is Apple. The PlayStation is the savior of the Sony brand. Sony is so huge, but so many of their aspects have not been profitable, to the point that a couple years ago, many analysts were saying they're on the verge of bankruptcy. PlayStation saved Sony. The same cannot be said by Microsoft. Microsoft could just keep on pushing on forward and just drop their Xbox brand and still make billions upon billions of dollars every quarter. They're perfectly fine. Matter of fact, I remember when the new CEO took over Xbox, there were analysts telling the new CEO to drop the Xbox brand entirely during the early runs of the Xbox One. But now, Phil Spencer came into the scene, and he's working with the heads of Xbox much more closely and basically taking the approach of their service system that Microsoft has used for years upon years to great success and using that system as Game Pass as the model and giving it to gamers worldwide in one way or another. So to me, this is all building of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate or Platinum or whatever they decide to call it, becoming something like Xbox Media Pass, where you get the Game Pass, where you get the streaming stick, where you get movies, where you get TV, where you get music, everything all in one monthly package on a regular basis. This is how Microsoft is going to dominate the market. The Xbox Series X and S is for the gamers. That streaming stick, if it does come to fruition, is going to be something to get everybody else. Because if people go to a store and they see a Roku, and they see an Apple TV, and they see the Amazon Fire TV, and then they see the Microsoft stick, or whatever they're going to call it, the Phil Spencer Media Super Device, I mean, whatever they decide to call it, if they make a good product and that streaming stick is of quality, a lot of people are going to start picking that up. And over time, over the course of years, that stick might become number 2 against the Roku and the Apple TV, because I believe Apple TV is number 1 when it comes to streaming sticks overall. So what do you think about all this? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, thank you for being awesome. Hey, thanks for watching the video. By the way, I stream on a regular basis over at twitch.tv/DBFig. Give me a follow over there. And while you're here, please make sure you subscribe and like this video. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for being awesome.